everybody, it's Jackie Jing, and welcome to the Jing Dynasty podcast. If you don't already, please follow me on all the different social media platforms, and remember that I stream on twitch.tv/Jackie Jing Monday through Friday around 1 p.m. And I've been answering a lot of circle questions lately, and I got a really interesting one right now. I'm going live on Twitch right now, and I got an interesting one, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just answer this question. Someone asked me, how did you use the bathroom in the circle? And I honestly was like, okay, I got to answer this question in more depth. So we had like a Voice of God producer with us like all the time. And you would basically be like, hey, Voice of God. By the way, my Voices of God, I will show you a photo. My Voices of God were Georgia, Dan, Tyler, and Frankie, and this is a photo. I never knew what they looked like, and I never got to meet them. So they were like, well, what do you think we look like? And I drew this photo of them, or image of them. But these are my Voices of God, and they all had different shifts, right? Because like we were in there all day. And Georgia was my main girl. So, and if they're out there somewhere, please connect with me on social media, because like I love them. Like they were great. Thank you so much, by the way. I see all this love saying that they loved me on the show and everything. You guys are so great. Thank you so much. So yeah, basically I would be like, I talked to my Voice of God, and I would be like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. And then they would be like, okay, go to the bathroom. And I always had a mic around my neck, and they would turn the mic off, and there was cameras everywhere, you know, and they would have the cameras like look away from you, you know. And it's funny because Nick did an interview recently, and he used to be like, sometimes I would like tell them I was going to the bathroom, but I would like want them to get a photo of me shirtless or something. He's just so funny. No, for me, I was like, hey, I'm going to the bathroom, please. I actually really hated all the bathroom shots they had of me. There's like one shot of me, and I'm in pajamas. And they're pajamas that were like 3 times too big, but they were like so comfortable. And they did this like butt shot of me. And I was like, dude, I was in the bathroom. I thought that like y'all would just be doing the front cam. I didn't know that they had like a back cam. So then I'm like, have this like terrible, awful, like shot of my butt in my saggy pajama pants. But anyways, usually if you requested privacy in the bathroom, it was granted. And basically they turned off your microphone, and they turned all the cameras away from you, and that was it. And then when you were done, you came out, and they would be like, hello, like, are you good? And then you'd be like, yeah, I'm good, and stuff like that. So anyway, I just wanted to answer those questions. So, yeah, there you go. That's how you use the bathroom in the circle. So I hope that was great. Did you all live on different floors? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all were on different floors, or they had us on like probably like 3 floors, and then one of us was in one corner and one of us was in the other corner. And then we had different producers, and the different producers would be like, you know, okay, James is back in his room. Jackie requested some time to walk around. Like, is everything clear? And they were like, there was a huge team, you guys. Like, literally, whenever I was out of the circle for like, you know, to get a breather or, you know, to go to the gym or whatever, it was always like, you could tell it was like a highly coordinated event, and they had to make sure that nobody was going to like see each other remotely. And it's actually really interesting. I think it's more interesting that someone asked, wait, the cameras move? Yeah, the cameras moved. Like, so there had to have been, I think, several cameras in my room. There was definitely like a couple in my bedroom, one in the bathroom, one in the hallway, a couple in the kitchen and in the living space. So I would say like several for sure. And they can move, you know what I mean? So that's why it was like when you would go to the bathroom, they would like turn them all off. Like I'm pretty sure all of them were turned off, and they were like turned away, and then they would turn your mic off too. So like when people ask about like privacy and stuff like that, you know, like if you requested privacy, like it wasn't an issue. Like they were willing to do that. And obviously like we had to take showers and stuff like that. So like when they knew we were doing that, they just turned that stuff off. So, but it was funny because like sometimes you thought you had privacy and you were like, oh shoot, I didn't. Like, for example, when I was wearing those like giant pants. So I was like, yeah. Most embarrassing moment story time. Are we talking about like in the circle? I think like, man, I definitely almost burnt my food. And that was not fun. And I was just like, oh man, you know what I mean? Because then you're stuck in that room and it's like stinky, you know what I mean? You don't want to be in there when it like smells like smoke and everything like that. So that was kind of brutal, but yeah. Yes, hi, thanks for following, you guys. Just getting a little bit of love here in my chat. So, yeah, but there you go. That was how, that was basically privacy in there. Are you allowed to cook and send it to fellow circle members? No. You cannot cook and, well, there was the cake, right? The cake, challenge that they had. I don't think they ever really got their cakes though. So, thank you. Someone said they love the Junko cosplay. Yay, that makes me so happy. Yay. No, I definitely couldn't send people food. Because and you know what, I think that could really impact the game. So I think that would never be allowed because I think that they would be like, you know, if someone's a really good chef and they were like making cookies for everybody and everything, like that could really get them in good favor with everyone. So I think like that might be considered, you know, something that, you know, they would never let people do because it would just be, you know, yeah, they'll never let people cook for other people. And to be honest, if I had to cook for other people, it would be an absolute disaster because I'm not a very good cook. So yeah, I'm glad that cooking for people was not a part of it for me. But yeah, keep on shooting me your questions. I love the bathroom one. I thought that was like too funny. So a lot of people have been asking me, how did I kill time in the circle? For me, I read a lot of books. I didn't have video games in there. They didn't let me bring my Switch. And I had a Nintendo DS before I entered the circle, and I had access to Netflix, so I watched a ton of anime. But when we were in there, it was no TV, it was no music, it was no phone. So like you literally had to like read and write, and sometimes you didn't want to read or write anymore. So like you were just like walking around. Like I've said that I've drawn, like, you know, I've shown my little drawing before. So funny about the microkorg. I brought my microkorg and it didn't, the outlet wouldn't work because I had a US charging cable, and it was a, what do you call it? It was a UK one. And for some reason, like the voltage wasn't working, so it wouldn't even turn on. And honestly, I was low-key scared that the voltage broke it. But it was fine. I brought it back to the US and it works just fine. And if you guys want to hear my microkorg music, I do have a Spotify channel. It's Jackie Jing, and I made a song called Sparkle. And I actually like wrote that during the circle. So if you want to hear my song, you can go. That sounds so boring. How did you live? I mean, it was pretty intense. But I mean, we were doing whatever it took to stay in the circle, you know what I mean? So that was it. Aw, thank you, Omni. Omni said you have a beautiful voice. You're so nice. Lonic asked, could you hear anything through the walls? No, the walls are really, really thick. And I definitely think that they did that for a reason. Like, they were like, they didn't want you to hear anything. A voice, because imagine if you heard a girl voice and you were like, oh, that has to be Ashley, or, you know what I mean? Like, I think that they were like really particular about that, so. I'm a pretty good cook, Jackie. Oh, well, come and cook for me then. Aw, thanks, guys. Someone in season 2 said they'd tell you when an alert is about to happen before it does. So, there is no alert sound. It's just like, it comes up on the screen, and then they're like, there's something on your screen, or they're like, psst, and then you like look around, and you'd be like, what? And then you'd be like, oh, it's an alert, and then they, you know, you'd be like, it's an alert, and stuff like that, but there was no alert noise, and that was definitely for editing and everything like that, so, yep. Is being a mom hard? Well, I'm not a mom. I'm not, so... I'm a mother to myself, I parent myself, and that can be very hard because I'm not very kind to myself, and I'm always, like, dealing with negative self-talk, and I have to be like, I love you, you're amazing, so I am a mother to myself, and it can be hard, so. We didn't have earplugs in there, not that I knew about. I don't remember, maybe we did when we were sleeping. Maybe there was some by the bed, but I don't remember that, to be honest. I never used them if there were earplugs offered to us, so yeah, but like it was pretty much just like I tried to work out a lot, I tried to write a lot, I tried to read a lot, and that was it. What is your zodiac sign? I'm an Aries. On the circle I was like, I'm an Aries, everybody. So what's your favorite anime? Mine is Death Note or the Danganronpa. Obviously Danganronpa is amazing. I rewatched it before I went into the circle, actually, and like re-fell in love with it. I am streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/Jackie Jing. Cowboy Bebop is probably my favorite anime of all time. My Twitch stream is like so used to hearing this question. And I love Gungrave. I love Neon Genesis Evangelion. So, hi. Have you gone back and watched the whole thing? So glad Michelle was out. Wow, that was harsh. Yeah, I've watched the whole show. And honestly, I was trying to think of like what I thought were like the most dramatic moments of the show. I think Michelle's cloning was like super heavy and dramatic. I think like Roxana getting kicked out was pretty big because I think Calvin and Roxana getting kicked out was pretty big because they were both like powerful players in the circle. And I think my group chats were a pretty big part of it. Like that was something that was pretty dramatic. Like the division between the band and Viva La Revolution. And maybe James breaking the alliances but still winning. Like I don't know, what do you guys think? That's what I would say are the four bigger moments of the season. There was a lot of great conversations that were had though too, you know, like a lot about the LGBTQ plus community, and also the Black Lives Matter movement, obviously like me speaking about my brother. So it was a great season with a lot of like deep moments. So yeah. Thank you so much for the follows. Donkey Kong, Tim Charles, Miha, thank you guys so much. You know what? I haven't watched Higurashi and everyone is like talking about Higurashi. I've been watching Tokyo Revengers, My Hero Academia, Case Study of Vanitas, a lot of What If. Has anybody been watching What If? Which reminds me, What If comes out tonight at midnight, so oof, I haven't watched the final episode. The final episode of what? How's life since being a part of the circle? It hasn't really changed, you know? I'm streaming still. I have my Patreon, patreon.com/Jackie Jing. And I, you know, have been picking up gigs for video games and anime events here and there, you know? And that's, you know, it's just been the same old grind. I'm continuing to work for the Asian American Drug Abuse Program. And I still work for Anime News Network, you know, so I think a lot of you didn't know I juggle a lot of different things. Like, Tokyo Revengers is nuts. Okay, sorry, there's a lot of comments. I'm trying to get through all of them. Okay, interesting comment there, Calvo. Well, oops, sorry, spoiler alert. That has been out for a bit, though, so you gotta catch up, sorry. What was anime of the season for you? I think To Your Eternity or Tokyo Revengers right now. Like, those are both really, really solid. So, I think, like, for this anime season, those ones definitely stood out to me. I have watched Seven Deadly Sins. I'm not the biggest fan of Meliodas. I think he's kind of a little pervert, but I like the tall girl. I thought she was really cool. Hi Lucy. Hi everybody. Hi TikTok. If you're on TikTok, remember to tap your screens. If you tap your screens, then they'll show me some love and move me up and stuff like that. So, and hi to my wonderful Twitch chat. You guys are great. It's the most amazing, wonderful, Jackie. Thank you for following Massacre. Anyway, well, I guess, is that it? No more? We have no other questions? Nick's face at the end when Isabella came out. Yeah, that was pretty intense. Whew. Some great catfish reveals for sure on my season for sure. So, but anyway, okay, I think I answered a lot of questions for y'all. If you guys have any others, you can always hit me up on social media at Jackie Jing, and please, I'm down, to interact with you, hang out, whatever. And yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.